What if I told you the global balance of power is shifting, and fast? An alliance called BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, is quietly planning to challenge everything we take for granted about the world economy. They're building their own financial systems, they're creating new trade routes, and they're trying to kill the US dollar's global dominance. If they succeed, the world won't look the same again. Let's explore what happens next. This group controls 40% of the planet, and they're rewriting the rules of the game. BRICS isn't some random club of large countries. It's a strategic movement, fueled by frustration. Frustration with the West's control over global finance. Frustration with sanctions, debt traps, and being sidelined. Together, they're trying to build a new world order. One where economic decisions aren't dictated from Washington or Brussels. It's more than just words. They've launched their own development bank. They're inviting new members like Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and Iran. And they're laying the groundwork for a multipolar world. What happens if the US dollar loses its crown as the world's currency? Right now, almost 90% of global trade is linked to the US dollar. That gives America incredible influence. But BRICS wants to change that, fast. Imagine Brazil buying oil from Saudi Arabia using Chinese yuan, or Russia trading with India in rupees and rubles. That's not the future, it's already happening. A shared BRICS currency, or digital payment system, would shake the foundations of global finance. If the dollar is dethroned, countries won't need to store dollars in their reserves. They'll move away, quietly but steadily. And America's power will shrink without a single missile being fired. Are we witnessing the birth of a new Cold War? BRICS versus the West? During the first Cold War, it was ideology versus ideology. Capitalism versus communism. This time, it's infrastructure versus influence. BRICS is building railways, ports, and data networks across Africa, Asia, and Latin America. China's Belt and Road Initiative has funded projects in over 140 countries. Meanwhile, the West warns about debt traps and strategic control. But many developing nations are asking, why should we always follow Washington's lead? We're not looking at bombs and armies. We're looking at currency swaps, energy deals, and trade corridors. It's not Cold War 2.0. It's Cold War Economic Edition. America's greatest weapon isn't its army. It's the dollar. And that weapon is under attack. The US can sanction countries and cut off access to global markets, all because the dollar runs the system. But if BRICS finds a way around that, those tools lose their power. A weakened dollar could trigger higher inflation, more expensive imports, and less demand for US debt. Even small shifts away from the dollar ripple through Wall Street, global trade, and your pocket. The US won't fall, but its dominance may no longer be untouchable. If oil stops trading in dollars, the entire financial world could shift overnight. Since the 1970s, oil's been sold almost exclusively in US dollars, forming the petrodollar system. It forced every country to hold dollars just to buy energy. That's a massive source of demand. But now, Saudi Arabia is flirting with the idea of selling oil in other currencies, including yuan and possibly a BRICS coin. If that happens, it's a tectonic shift, one that would weaken America's grip on energy markets and spark a global currency reshuffle. India is walking a diplomatic tightrope, and the stakes are high. It's a founding member of BRICS, but also a key US ally in Asia. It participates in military drills with the West and energy deals with Russia. It builds semiconductors with Japan and joins banks with China. India doesn't want a China-led world order, but it also doesn't want to be a junior partner to the West. So it plays both sides, building strategic autonomy and possibly emerging as the ultimate deal-maker in a divided world. Let's be honest, BRICS may sound like a partnership, but China's influence is enormous. It's the second largest economy in the world. It funds massive infrastructure projects, and it's pushing for its digital yuan to become a global currency. But there's tension beneath the surface. India doesn't trust China. Brazil worries about trade imbalances. Russia wants autonomy. So the big question is, can BRICS be united? Or is it just a stage where China plays lead?
For many developing nations, BRICS seems like a lifeline. No more Western lectures, no more IMF austerity, just investments, infrastructure, and independence. But history warns us, every power comes with strings. China's loans often come with long-term control of ports, roads, or digital networks, and smaller nations may end up trading one dependency for another. The challenge? To use BRICS wisely without falling under its shadow. You may think this is just politics, but it could hit you directly. A weaker dollar could mean higher prices on imported goods, higher interest rates, job shifts as global trade patterns change. If you live in a BRICS country, this might open new economic doors or cause instability if transitions are rushed. We're all connected, and this global chessboard might flip your local economy upside down. We are witnessing a global rebalancing. The post-World War II system, with America and the West in charge, is slowly giving way to a multipolar reality. BRICS isn't just a political idea anymore. It's a movement, a threat, an opportunity, a mirror. The world is changing, and no one can afford to ignore it. If this video helped you understand what's happening beneath the headlines, hit that like button, subscribe to Flix, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Is BRICS the future or just a fantasy? Let's talk.